Hey y'all, welcome to the Express Lane Podcast. My name's Noah, and I just want to apologize. I've been gone for a couple weeks. I really wanted to dedicate myself to having the weekly upload, at least a short video of something, but I just wasn't in a great headspace. I wasn't in a space to create, and I really wanted to get back to that point, and I feel like today's the first day in a long time that I've really had that ability, and I've been able to be in that space, so I'm sorry for not posting. I'm here, and boy, is there a lot to talk about. I feel like in the last couple of weeks, we've seen a lot of YouTube drama and stuff surrounding, Mr. Cody Ko. And if you're a fan of Donut Media like myself, there's been a lot of transition recently with the couple people leaving. And I feel like we've finally gotten enough from Donut to finally put that information. I feel like we've finally gotten enough information from Donut Media to put a lot of that speculation to bed. And I'm happy about that. On Donut Media's podcast, it's called The Big Three. The boys talked about the absence of James and where it's. The boys talked about the absence of James and what his future plans are, and he posted a video on his new YouTube channel called Speed, which I thought was pretty interesting. It was the up to speed on Donut, and I think it was a really interesting piece of information to hear from somebody who was there from stage zero, or maybe not stage zero, but really stage one. James talked about the future of his new channel and kind of doing background and updates on companies and brands and kind of like how they came to be, which is pretty interesting. And I think James will have a good take on that, just because I feel like James has got a good head on his shoulders, and he's pretty opinionated, but he knows how to put it out in a fairly subjective way. So I'm excited to see what Speed has to come. Not exactly new news, but Jeremiah Burton and Zach Job have also left Donut relatively recently. I think they have about 5 videos under their belt under their new channel called Big Time. I'm happy to see them working on their own project, and it looks like they're definitely more happy and creating content that is relevant towards what they like to do and the things that they like to do. They just put out recently a video about their big rig, kind of getting that back up and running and figuring out the legality and the logistics of running a big rig. So I think that'll be interesting to see in the future what happens with that. Overall, I think it's a pretty good ending for all 3 Donut Media hosts. I'm excited to see what they can bring to the future in terms of like what content they're going to make. And I hope Donut still does well as well. I think I saw that they're coming out with a new high-low about Mustangs, something like that, like drag racing Mustangs, I'm pretty sure. I don't know exactly, but they talked about it on a podcast. I don't think I was listening too close. But I'm excited to see where all 3 channels go, being Big Time, Speed, and Donut. Just because Donut is having an exodus of talent doesn't mean that I don't still care about Nolan and the rest of the guys. So I'm excited to see where things go, and I hope all 3 can continue to build on their success and do something interesting and, continue to create content that people want to watch, including myself. I talked ever so briefly at the beginning of this about Cody Ko, and if you don't know the situation surrounding him, I suggest you Google it. It's a lot of things that I don't really want to talk about, and I don't think I have the ability to talk about just because I don't understand the perspective all that well. There's a lot of legal issues that are still up in the air, and nobody's really come out from the Cody Ko camp to really confirm or deny, or I don't really know where things have gone recently. I just know that Noel Miller put out his first bit of information about the TMG podcast and had his first episode without Cody. And I hope that goes well. The editing on it wasn't super great. Some of the color grading kind of like went in and out, but you can definitely tell that it leaned more towards Noel and the things that he wants to do. So I hope that continues to go well for him. And Noel deserves all the success. I think he's a really funny guy. He's worked with James ever so briefly on the World's Fastest Desk. I hope to see some more videos from the World's Fastest Desk. I remember seeing them doing an interview with, obviously, Noel and James did that together and talked about kind of James's history and brought up a little bit of his past in a fun, good way, and that was kind of a fun thing to watch. He also did an episode with Daniel Ricciardo, which was pretty interesting. I loved watching Daniel feel uncomfortable in the passenger seat. Obviously, he's very comfortable in the driver's seat, but it's fun to watch drivers freak out just a little bit in the passenger seat when they're so confident in the driver's seat. So I think that was an interesting interview, and I'd love to see some more of that. I know it's not really relevant, but I'd love to see David Letterman in the passenger seat of the world's fastest desk. I think his history with cars is pretty obvious. He's a partial owner of a IndyCar team, and he's had a history with cars, and he loves to do interviews, especially with young people. And I think it'd be really interesting to see Noel Miller talk with the great David Letterman. In his first video back, Noel talked a little bit about the positivity that he got from fans surrounding this whole situation with him and Cody, and it's obviously hard not to lump them together considering that they did the podcast together for a long time. But it really made me happy to see the positivity that came from fans and the support that he got from fans. I'm glad to see Noel and James and Jeremiah and Zach Job all kind of get off on the right foot. I know that they all came from very different circumstances, but I'm glad that things have turned around and seemed a bit more positive. I wish the best to all four of them, and I'm going to say that I'm going to continue to watch all of their productions. I hope you guys like episode number 3 of the Express Lane podcast. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe. Leave a comment down below of the first up to speed you want to see James do on his new company, Speed. I want to see James talk about Discord, the history of Discord. I have no idea how it happened and how it became so synonymous with gamers, but I want to know the history of it. James, if you're listening, up to speed on Discord. Thank you for listening, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.